Hello everybody, and welcome to my newest little video. It's been, I don't know how long, yeah, it's a lot longer than I anticipated, and I say that every time I do a new video. So I have been really inspired lately by, well, some lovely weather that we've been having, and I seem to be gearing more towards whimsical fun, happy, positive artwork, which I've always been into anyway, but I just feel, I don't know, these days you just need more of that. The world just seems such a dark and negative place at the moment, and it's nice to have the colourful, happy things in life, and sometimes you just need it. You need that that therapy, don't you, where it just makes you feel happy, and that's what sketching and watercolour painting does for me, and hopefully it will for you too. So what I'm going to do is share with you a little book. This book has been my favourite book lately. It doesn't show you how to draw and sketch things, but it's very inspiring and quite simple actually. So what I've done is taken some of these, I've practiced some of these little sketches at flowers and plants, all kinds of things from nature, and put my own little twist on them. I've got a lot to learn. I'm not a professionally trained artist or anything like that. I'm self-taught. I simply do it because I love it. And look at those owls. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. Because of this book, it's kind of opened up a whole new little world to me of just really sweet, whimsical, happy nature sketches and watercolour paintings. So I'll show you a few that I've kind of been doing. I tend to do this in the evening because I find it really relaxing and stress relieving, helps me sleep better, and it just puts me in a really positive frame of mind. So here's one that I did a few days ago. I really kind of like how, how this little flower came out here, and they're not very realistic. That's the whole point. You will find your own style, what you're comfortable with, and I just happen to feel really good with this sort of style. They don't have to make any sense, which is a good job really. So sorry if you're getting a bit of shadowing there, the light's not the best. This one I did yesterday. It's just very simple. I think just about anybody could do these. This is one of my favourites. This was a postcard that I created, and there's a little sparkly glittery glue on there somewhere. Sometimes life's just good with a bit of glitter glue, you know. And here's another one that I did, another postcard. Hope you can see that okay. So we're going to do something kind of similar along the same lines of these, and what I'm going to use are the Strathmore watercolour postcards. I really like these. They're nice and thick. They're £140 in weight, and I like them because I've taken one out here. On the back, it's all ready to go. Once you've created your lovely little work of art, you can address it, put a stamp on it and mail it. Of course, you don't have to buy these. You could just get £140 watercolour paper and cut them down to postcard size, and you've basically got the same thing. I just thought these were really fun to take away when I go on weekends away or overnight stays or something. Just easy to pack. So the pens that I'm going to use, I think you've seen me use these before, the Micron sketch pens. I really like these. I tend to go with number 1 and a 005. I don't use the really thick ones. Now and again I will, but today we're going to use a number 1. Now then, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. As I said, I'm so out of practice. I have not filmed a video in a really long time, so I hope that this comes out okay for you. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to take one of my postcards here and use it as inspiration. So make sure I've got this the right way. Yep. So let's go for it. Okay, and you know, I try not to think too hard about what I'm doing, because the less that you think, the more free I think your hand works, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And this is an odd angle for me to be sketching, so I am hoping that you can see what I'm doing okay here. So try not to think too much, and if you make a mistake, don't worry about it, because you know what? I do that all the time, and it's fine. So these are just little sweet little flowers. I don't know what they are. And then it feels a little empty there, so what I'm going to do is put a few little ones in between, not quite as high. And what makes it for me, I can be sketching these and I think, oof, that doesn't look that good. And then when you paint it, they actually turn into what you want. they have a way of turning into something a little magical. And these are so lovely to do for birthdays, anniversaries, just because, thinking of you. Okay, I'm going to do another one here, and another one here. And I'm really sorry again if the lighting's not so good. I've probably decided to film this at a not so good time of day. Okay, and let's do a couple of little. So there's the first little sketch. Okay, next we're going to go here, and let's see, I think we'll just do a little flower down here. It's almost the shape of a tulip. And little leaves for it again. Oops. Let's have a look. Let's see, what can we do over here? Oh, I know. Now these are one of my favourites to do. So you put a little dot here, so you can see the little dot, and then we're just going to, it's almost going to look a bit like oh, what do you call them, like Catherine wheels, that sort of, no, maybe not Catherine wheel, I'm trying to think. If you think of the name, let me know. Okay, and then we're going to just do lots and lots of little, here we go. And I don't care if they're straight, wobbly, wonky, they can be whatever they want to be. And then at the ends of these we're going to do, oh, you know what they remind me of? You know, like the little dandelions that you get when they're all floofy and kind of, you blow them and they just go poof. That's what these remind me of. Maybe they are dandelions. Okay. And then we'll leave that like that, and we'll give that one a little bit of a, there we go. So you can see how it's like kind of coming along now, and I'm hoping that you've seen this okay. And then I think we'll do kind of like a line here, and then this one's my Joel's, my hubby. He likes this particular thing that I'm sketching here. I made him a watercolour bookmark with the same style. So I'll be thinking of him when I'm sketching this now. Okay, and then we're going to just put little ones inside. And you see how quickly I'm doing this? You don't have to be this quick. I still find it quite meditative when I'm doing this, and they can be quick sketches, 5-minute sketches, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got 4 little flowers, and because I like odd numbers, I'm going to do one more little one just down here. And I think I'm just going to do another one of these. Well, hello, Koru. Koru might come and say hello. Okay. Are you going to jump up? There you go, I heard. Uh-oh, here she comes. Are you coming to say hello? I don't think we're going to be able to see you. Yeah, you can't play with that, darling. I'm sorry. That's mine. That's my toy. Okay, so now we've got our little sketch done. So that's, there you go. The next thing we're going to do is watercolour it, and you've seen me use these watercolours before. They're my Sakura watercolours. They're starting to look really dog-eared now and kind of run down, but they still work great. I use a very small round paintbrush, and the size that I like to use for because these are so tiny to paint, I'm going to use a, gosh, I can't even see the size on that, but it's one of the smallest round brushes. Let me just see if I can find another one that might have the number on it. It's unusual, it doesn't have a 3/0. Okay, so let me get my water. Okay. Oh, and a little bit of tissue to just dab on. Okay, so let's paint some colour onto this. And I'm going to maybe see if I can adjust my camera slightly, so bear with me a second. That's better. Okay. I don't have a very fancy filming camera, it's just my regular camera. Oi, Koru, that's mine. She's such a little rascal. Okay, here we go. Sorry for the delay there. So let's take a little bit of this blue, let's add plenty of water to it. I never clean my palette because you can always re-wet it. And for these little sketches, perfect. Yes, Koru, I know, I see you. So let's do the little tulip. Well, that's what I'm calling it anyway. Let's put a little blue in here. So we'll do maybe a blue and, ooh, what do you think, blue and yellow? Blue and yellow look really nice together actually. And I am not particularly neat when it comes to painting. I like it to look kind of rough around the edges. So we'll do a little bit of yellow. Okay. And if the paint runs into each other, that's absolutely fine. That's just where it wants to go. I may have added a little too much water here, but that's okay. It soon dries. Okay, so there's one little tulip. Teeny tiny one. Okay, the next we'll do this flower here. Or whatever it's supposed to be. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. I'm going to use a little purple here because I love purple. Oh, no, that's not purple. That's more of a maroon kind of red. Oh, that's nice. We'll use that. When they're dry, sometimes it's hard to tell. Okay, I'm just going to dab off some of the excess. Okay, let's go and paint here. And very randomly just pick a few that you want to paint in this colour. And we're going to maybe use, you know, 3, maybe 4 colours for this one. The more colours the better. I love colour. There was a time when I was very much into the vintage antique kind of look, and I still love that look, but lately I've really developed a love for colour and just brightness, cheeriness, happiness. That sounds so corny. I just like being happy. And this is what makes me happy. And chocolate. and talking to my hummingbirds, which I have plenty of now in the garden. I have an amazing amount of hummingbirds in our garden now. It's taken years to encourage them, but we have them all year round, and it's just wonderful. Now we have the Anna's hummingbirds and a lot of Rufus, and we actually have baby Rufus hummingbirds now in the garden. It's just so wonderful. I love nature. Okay, so the next colour we'll do, oh, I know, we'll do another blue. This is a slightly different shade of blue. Let's go and put that over here. Okay. And then I'm going to just dab off some excess there because I don't want it to pool everywhere. Oh yeah, that's pretty. So make sure we get all the leftovers. Yeah, I like that colour combination. That's quite pretty. So you can see, I mean, it's so simple. I mean, it's super duper easy. But what I love is that each piece is unique and a little different. And you know, you could even just do this by rubber. If you had a rubber stamp and you didn't want to sketch, you can just rubber stamp. Nothing wrong with that. It just adds a nice touch, I think, when you do the watercolouring. And you know, you can just use watercolour pencils if you don't want to use the actual watercolours themselves. Watercolour pencils work really well for these sort of sketches. You do need to make sure that your pencils are pretty sharp, because as you can see, so tiny, little tiny things that you're having to paint here. Okay. I've been watching, I'm not an oil painter, I've never painted in oils, but I love watching Bob Ross, and I have most of his DVDs now, and that's something I like to watch in the evening to relax. And even my husband, even Joel, likes to watch a little Bob Ross. I am so amazed at what he can produce in a half an hour. He makes it look so simple. I don't know how he did it. And again, I'm sure everybody, well, most people in the art world know Bob Ross, and he is so soothing and relaxing to watch. So sometimes at night I will watch a little Bob Ross painting, and you know, in all honesty, sometimes his style is not my kind of thing, but I love there's something about the way he paints that I find so beautiful and accessible to a lot of people. And of course he loved nature and animals when he was around as well, which I think that's another reason why I just really like him. And it's a shame he's not around anymore. It's a real shame. We need more people like Bob Ross. There, I said it. We do. Okay, so I'm just going to hold this up a little so you can see. So you can see the colours are starting to develop. Okay, and I hope this is not droning on too long for you. I do apologise if it is. As I say, it's been a very long time since I've done one of these videos. Okay, so let's do, I'm going to push it over here. There we go. So we'll paint this one next. Now I really love this, it's kind of like a spring green colour. So let's, you probably can't see my watercolour palette because I've sort of zoomed in a bit on the actual postcard. Okay, so we're going to just paint the outer edges. Could do with a little more water on there, I think. There we go. So it just flows easy. Ah, there we go. I really like the watery, when it looks really watery and not too thick. It feels a little more dreamy that way, I think. Oops. If you haven't switched off by now, well done. Okay, we're nearly there. Okay, so what what sort of plans do you have for the summer? Can you believe that it's nearly summer already? It doesn't seem 5 minutes since we were dealing with quite a bit of snow, rather chilly weather. And now, well, I think it's about 80 degrees today in Sammamish. And we have been seeing an awful lot of wildlife coming out of hibernation. Haven't had any bears yet. My neighbours have been seeing the bears, but I tell you what, we've been seeing a lot of bobcats, and they are absolutely stunning animals. They are beautiful. We had in our garden a juvenile bobcat, and then about a month later we saw one that was slightly bigger, and I thought, I wonder if that's the same, you know, if that was the same bobcat. And he's kind of growing up now. We've got lots of deer. Oh my gosh, and I have a huge rabbit warren in our side garden. And oh my gosh, we've got so many baby bunnies right now. It's just so exciting. I love seeing them. Some people don't like them because they eat the flowers and they're a pest, but you know, here's what I think to that. I think we build on their land, so we should share it with them. And that's how I feel. So that's what I do. We leave our garden wild. They come and eat all the weeds. They love the dandelions. And you know, they are so welcome to them. And just the other day, the babies were just out running and hopping and jumping around the lawn because we just leave it for them to play on. And they don't even seem to be bothered if I go outside. They'll look up for a second and then go, okay. And that's absolutely wonderful. One of the joys of living with nature, I think. Okay, so let's go and do this one. We're going to use orange on this, I think. So, as you can see, I'm not really coordinating my colours very much. I just want bright, cheerful, happy colours. And I'm liking how this is turning out. Yeah, this is good. What I didn't bring down with me was a rubber stamp with a phrase on it, but that's what I'll probably do here, and that was just I knew I would forget something. I'm not very good at handwriting poems and things. I need to practice with my handwriting a little more, but you know, I've got plenty of lovely rubber stamps with words and phrases, and that works for me. Now this won't be dry enough for me to put glitter glue on it, but that's okay. Now we need a couple more little tiny, I'm going to just dip my brush in there and do this sort of red, pinky red here. Oh, got to do the leaves too, okay. Okay, so just so you can kind of see all the different colours. Nothing spectacular, but I really like it. And I'm going to switch my brush to a slightly larger, you know, I think I'll use a filbert, number 4 filbert for the leaves. And a filbert brush is actually when it's sort of tapered, whereas the round is actually completely round. This is more tapered, and these are good for leaves. Okay. So I'm going to use a slightly darker green, but I'm going to really water it down because I don't want it to overpower. Okay, so let's just quickly, we're going to give a quick wash of green. I'm just going to use the same green on. What I might do is just add a little water here so it can just really, yeah, that's good, I like that. And then what I might do is mix a dark and this lime green, so it might just, yeah, that's good. That just sort of slightly changes the shade of green there. I like that. Yeah. And you know, I think that's pretty much it. Let me zoom out a tiny little bit here. Okay, so you can see I've just, it's so simple. It's not quite finished. I don't have a chance to go run and get a rubber stamp, but that's okay. You can see the basic technique, and then, you know, kind of like what I've done here, which is very similar. I just put a little stamp here deep in their roots. All flowers keep the light, which I really like. The other stamp I really love using, it's so inspirational, I think. Find ecstasy in life, the mere sense of living is joy enough. That was Emily Dickinson. Oops, that's a nice one. I like that. So I really hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, I can tell I'm a little out of practice. I hope it went okay. And as always, I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope to be back again soon. I don't know when, I just don't seem to get a chance to do them these days, but I wish you all well, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Bye.